Hi, I'm Kai, and this is the Bare Naked Podcast. And today I'm recording an impromptu episode. During our first episode with Tate, I got asked a question. And if you're anything like me, sometimes you answer a question and, you answer it to the best of your thoughts, capabilities at the moment. But later, maybe after something happens or just sporadically, randomly, you think deeper into the question. Or you then realize that you answered with what you thought the answer should be, or maybe not even should. You thought you knew what the answer was, but then later you realized that you weren't maybe, I don't even want to say that you weren't honest, but maybe you just didn't think about it well rounded or all the way through. I was asked if I tend to live in the future or the past. And of course, at the time, I felt like it was both because my past haunts me a little bit. And I'm also super anxious towards the future. But as time goes by after this recording, it's been a month exactly. I've thought about this question again multiple times. And I kept starting to say, actually, I think I live in the past a little bit more. And I kept reflecting on it and I kept thinking about it. But then I still kept having that little piece that was like, but I mean, I am also anxious about the future. And I am always trying to think about the future. But today, this morning, it's 8:31 a.m. on September 10th. I thought about the fact that every thought I have that goes towards the future is the result of worry from the past. I'm worried that maybe my past proves that I'm not good enough for what I want for the future. Maybe my past proves that anything I get in the future, I could lose. I get anxious about the future because I'm worried that my past is verification that the future won't ever be greater. And I don't know if that then means there are certain unaddressed things in the present. Well, actually, I do know that that means there are some unaddressed things in this present. What I don't know is what specifically from the past is holding on to me so hard. What is stopping me from being brave? Because it's okay to be scared. You can't be brave without being scared. But why is it so scary that I'm so afraid to be brave? There's something that I've been saying to myself and to others whenever things like this come out. Crying's okay, and expressing your emotions is perfectly fine. Something that is important is not to end there. Don't just cry about something and express yourself and then just stop, because you're not completing that cycle. And that's how we get trapped in that cycle. Don't just repeatedly over and over again cry it out. You have to why it out. Why do I feel this way? I feel this way because of what my past has contained. Why do you think that your past dictates what your future will be? Because that's just what that's just what it has been. And at the moment, that's the only truth that I know. Why do you think that's all there can be? Do you think that there's only one truth? Why can't there be something else? And see, I can't answer that with a because I know that that's not true. I know that multiple things can be true. I know that something that somebody stands 10 toes on and feels deep to their core is factual can turn out to be unfactual. Is that a word? Well, it is now. So now that I don't have an answer. Now's the time to make one. I don't have an answer to the why not. So now I have to figure out why it can. Don't cry it out. Why it out. But now that we've gotten to the end, we switch to the how. What are the last question words? Who, what, when, where, why, how. How can I allow my present and my future to be what my past wasn't? How can I get to the other truth? And that question is probably something that I will be answering for the foreseeable future. Because right at this second, I can think of answers that should be the answer. I can think of answers that I believe sound good and that I hope is the answer. But it's not until we go through life with that question and those thoughts in the back of our head, and we gain experience, and we allow our brains to do what brains do and to find the hidden information lying. I don't even want to say deep, because I don't think it lies all that deep. I think it lies in plain sight, and sometimes we search so hard for things that we miss it. I think that happiness lies in plain sight, but we're so stuck on the fact of thinking that it needs so much. Happiness is so precious, there's no way it's that easy, right? I think that we make a lot of things harder for us than what they need to be. No matter if it's because we are searching too hard for something, or if we are trying so hard to take the easy route. A lot of times, the easy route is a lot harder. And that's how it tricks you. It seems appealing. Visually, it makes you think that, oh, all you have to do is this. The problem is with the easy route is that there's always another all you have to do, because you're not just doing the thing that you want. Oh, you want to be happy. All you have to do is this. What? Social media, material items, meditation. Of course, all of these things might be able to assist in being happy. But those things don't cause us to keep happiness. They cause us to lighten a moment or moments. Everything's not just a snap. But those things don't just automatically create happiness, keep happiness, hold happiness, fuel happiness. So now you have to continue and continue and continue to feed and fuel and find all of these things. Whenever all the way back in the beginning, you just could have took the second, pulled the skeletons out of your closet and taken a look at them. All you have to do is unpack and see what even is. And then you have to work through. And whenever you work through it, take the time, get lost in the photo album, get lost in all of the things from your past. Don't get too lost. Don't lose what you're working on, because then you just end up with an unpacked closet and a bigger mess than you started with. And now you might avoid it even more than you were before. Spend a decent amount of time exploring the pieces of your past, and then decide what to do with them. Is this valuable? Is this still of value to me? And if it brings light to your life, positivity and love, drive, passion, and push, then keep it. Allow it to fuel you. But if it doesn't, you have to figure out how to get rid of it. You have to figure out how to let it go. And that is how you get to move on to the next thing. And it sounds like so much work, and it sounds hard and difficult, because it is. It's not going to be something super easy. It's not going to be something that's done in a day. But I promise that all of the days that you spend searching outward and searching within things that you can't control or in band-aid fixes, you're going to invest a lot more time into running from fixing something than what you would for actually fixing it. Because I feel like working through things and change is the opposite of the way life goes. Growing up, everything moves fast. You grow so fast from being an infant to a toddler to a child to a preteen and a teen and a young adult, and then all of a sudden you're in adulthood and you have all the rest of the 75% of your life. But whenever it comes to unpacking and healing and changing and progressing, the beginning is hard and it takes forever. At least it feels like it does. Until something finally clicks deep. Some core belief finally flips and it finally changes and it finally starts to think, maybe this is actually possible. Maybe I'll entertain this idea, even if in just the slightest. And then after that, the snowball's rolling down the hill. And then it starts to pick up speed. And then things move quickly. And then all of a sudden life is completely different because everything else started to follow suit. If we give up pushing up the hill, we don't get to roll down the other side. And of course, in all of this, I'm speaking to myself. I just figured that if I feel it, someone else does too. So just remember that things that are helping better you and things that are changing and allowing the past to be the past, it's not going to be easy in the beginning. It becomes easy with a little bit of work. Little bits of work on hard things go farther than lots of work on easy things. Today, I ask you, what is packed in your closet? Why are you holding on to it? And what could happen if you just let it go? I'm Kai, and this is the Bare Naked Podcast.